Hey, everybody, welcome to Tiger Talk Sports. Again, I am Eddie from the Bronx here, and we are proudly sponsored by Funky Punk Store downtown Muskegon. Go in and stop and say hi to Marley, buy some great vintage stuff, and if you mention us, Tiger Talk Wrestling or Tiger Talk Sports, you get 5% off of your purchase out there. She has some great stuff and all that. We have been on hiatus for personal reasons, and tonight we are going to dedicate our show to the life and memory of Tony's grandmother. Tonight the show will be dedicated to her and all that, and we want to honor her and her memory. I never met the woman, but I met her grandson, and he's a pretty nice guy.
Just a pretty nice guy. Thanks.
Yeah. Again, I'm Eddie from the Bronx. We're going to talk about the upcoming World Series and some other things that came around from Major League Baseball today. And yeah, and then we're going to talk about what happened on Monday night with the Detroit Lions, about their win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and let's do that. But first, I want to introduce you to the host, the curator, the my oracle, um, Tony from Tiger Talk Wrestling.
I wouldn't go that
Tony,
far,
how,
but
how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Been a rough couple weeks here, but you know how it goes. You lose a loved one that's been around all your life. It's tough to deal with, but here we are. We're getting past it. So, um, I I know we gave you the floor. I'm going to talk a little bit about my grandma, not a whole lot, because not many people know much about her that will watch this. But she was 89 years old when she passed, so she lived a long life. The last few years were not the best because she had dementia and was forgetting everything, um, to the point where at the end she couldn't remember who anybody was. So made things a lot harder on us. But I can say for myself, I'm a little at peace because my parents and I were there right next to her when she took her last breath. It's the first time I've ever been in the room when somebody took their last breath, but it was kind of calming in a way, like I said, to just be there and sit there as she was. It was rough watching her because she was breathing heavy throughout the entire day because we spent several hours up there with her. Um, but just to see her go, and we knew pretty much she was gone once she took that final breath. So, and then we had a nice service for her last Thursday. Buried her, and she's right next to my grandpa now. So it was
And my thought,
a
and
rough
again,
day last Thursday, but we got through it.
and on behalf of everybody, and I know John will say this as well. Um, we are with you, and we will always support you like you support us. And believe me, with my history of
I
my
appreciate
family
it.
that passed away, I know where you're coming from and stuff like that. But you can never move on when you lose somebody that you love, and I understand that they lived their life to the fullest, and she had a wonderful
She did.
life. Now she's up there with your grandfather and enjoying life and drinking a margarita, with Jesus, you know.
I don't know about margarita, but she loved drinking those beers. So
Oh, most definitely. Hey, we don't know what's up in heaven and paradise until we get up there.
that's true.
And no, we're
No,
not
my
going by
dad
that.
joked he was gonna put a beer in the casket with her, but
And we're not going with that Jonah Hill that you go up to heaven and all of a sudden that Jonah Hill movie at the end, and you go up there and the Backstreet Boys are singing that song. I'm not going by that movie because I think it's totally wrong. The one
I know, right?
desire. No, we're not doing that. All right. This
Right.
one's gonna be this one's gonna be hard for us. Let's get this shit out of the way.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, we got. Let's get to the matches that happened to our teams. As you know, the Yankees lost to the Toronto Blue Jays, which still hurts. um, and then the Seattle Mariners beat
yeah,
the Tigers on the last and an epic 15 inning game five with theirs. And then Toronto went on and beat a good Seattle team in, in 5 games to go to their first World Series since 1993.
70s.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry about the echo. We're still trying to figure out what it is. I put these on and it didn't help at all. So please excuse the echo of myself. And we did everything to try, but you'll hear more of Eddie. Who doesn't want to love that? You know. Um. First
So,
of all, I gotta say I'm happy for one person on the Toronto Blue Jays, and
yeah,
that is
Daddy.
Don Manley, our former first
Oh, yeah, yeah,
base.
yeah.
This is his first trip to the World Series in his 35-year career. And
Right.
if they could pull off and beat the Dodgers, it'll be nice that Don Manley will have a ring, will have a World Series ring that he can add to its collection. I wish it was with the Yankees, but the Yankees never hired him, and I feel though he had him, never made him manager, and I feel like Donnie Baseball deserves to have a World Series ring with his great career at the Yankees. So that's the only thing I have a heart for is Don Manley in the World Series. Well deserved.
Yes, I'd agree with that. We'll mention before I go into a rant because I got one hell of a rant to go on. But the LCSs they did announce today, the ALCS at least, highest viewed ALCS in like the last decade or something like that. I don't remember exactly how long, but in quite a while. So that tells you something. And I mean, it went 7 games between the Blue Jays and the Mariners, and either one of the two teams could have won that game 7 until the very end of that game because it was still that tight. And this isn't something that we see too much of game 7 in baseball lately, it seems like, over the years. But it was a great game. I watched the ending of it, the last few innings of that game between Toronto and Seattle. Kudos to Seattle for getting that far. I will point out Seattle is still the only team in Major League Baseball that has never made the World Series. So putting that one out there, that gives them something still to fight for next year, coming that close. But if I may, I do have to go on a little bit of a rant here for Tigers wise. I love my Tigers, but I got an issue with our manager AJ Hinch in that game 5 because all year, including in the postseason, up until game 5, AJ Hinch would pinch hit for anybody in that lineup in every single game. We get to game 5 in the ALDS, and he didn't pinch hit for one single person. And our heart of our lineup went over in that entire 15 innings. How the hell do you go with that and not use one single guy off your bench when you got 15 innings in? You use just about everybody out of the bullpen, which is fine. And unfortunately, we lost because of the one that they eventually put in last. But to me, it's not just on the bullpen. This is on AJ Hinch because there was opportunities there. He could have brought in some of our pinch hitters that at times this year, and including in the postseason, were hitting in the key spots when they were brought in. Why the hell didn't you bring them in this game 5 of the ALDS? That's my biggest gripe with AJ Hinch and the Tigers when it came to the postseason this year. I feel like if you would have brought in those guys, we had several opportunities. We had the bases loaded with one out, I believe, at one point in like the 12th or 13th inning. Why didn't you bring in a pinch hitter when everybody else is going over at that point that might have been able to push the Tigers into the ALCS?
I think
That's
we
my
both
biggest
have.
gripe with this whole
I
season.
think we both have the same attitude towards our manager. I mean, you have it with AJ.
I'm not as bad as you because I don't want AJ to get fired, but
No, I mean, you think our manager's gonna get fired? The owners are kissing his ass. I mean, I'm not saying he did, but
no, but you want him to.
I wanted to. But you did. You think they're gonna listen to New Yorkers? Hell no. You know. But
No.
speaking of speaking of your Detroit Tigers, there is rumors going around that Terrence Skubal wants a new deal, and the Tigers are basically lowballing him on the contract. And there are
Never.
rumors that are going around that it's Skubal, and he is represented by he is represented by Juan Soto's free agent, and we know who that is, Scott Boris.
Got more ass.
Yeah. Um that they're gonna request the trade. How would you feel as a Tiger fan that you might not have, because he is a free agent at the next year, you might not have Scooble on your roster?
I'd feel like that our upper management would be should be fired if that ends up happening because the general manager and everybody in the office because Tarek Skubal is it. Some people might try to argue this, but in my opinion, Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now. Period, hands down. There is no reason for the Tigers not to give him what he deserves. We've got the money. They haven't spent it on big hitters or big pitchers. There's no reason they can't match what Tarek Skubal and Scott Boras want.
Well, I've been watching this situation, and for the last three seasons, which is amazing for a pitcher, minus what he did last year and what he did this year. Last three seasons, Terrence Skubal has been 38-12 as a starter with a
Yeah,
2.72 ERA. And there are
right.
reports that if they do go that way, the Yankees or Dodgers and all the top teams, basically the Yankees, what I've been hearing from our end, Yankees will give up Spencer Jones and George Lombard Jr. and some pitching prospects for Terrence Skubal. And the only thing I will love to say about that, we will welcome him with open arms, and you
You
will
would.
suffer. You will suffer. Hey, I'm playing MLB The Show right now, 2026. I actually traded Austin Wells for Terrence Skubal, and the game took it.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, and I even got Bryce Harper as my first baseman.
Oh, jeez. What'd you
Yeah.
give up for him?
2026, 2020 picks.
Oh, jeez. That
Yeah,
was
I'm like,
it?
shit. Yeah, that's it.
Draft pick?
And Ryan and
Jeez.
Ryan
That's crazy, too.
Yarbrough. That's it. but I
That's
put
crazy.
Ryan Yarbrough to 99, so it actually took him over. I'm like, yeah, that's a perfect one,
Gotcha.
But now
Yeah,
there's a couple of hirings in Major League Baseball that we haven't had in a while. The first one, the Texas Rangers hire um, their new manager and Skip Schumacher. Good manager. He
yep.
won
We
manager of
talked
the
about
year.
him.
Yeah. He won manager of the year with the Miami Marlins a couple of years ago during the COVID era, got them in the playoffs. That's a good fit for them. As of today, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim basically hired Kurt Suzuki as their new manager, former 16-year player, played
Oh wow.
catcher, won a World Series with the Washington Nationals. They didn't sign him to a long-term deal. They only signed him to a 1-year deal. So that will be an interesting to see what Kurt Suzuki can do. Catcher, knowing a lot about the pitching staff, so that will help. And the one that is a shocker made Major League Baseball history. The San Francisco Giants signed Tony Lavello. I hope I'm saying that name right. The manager for the Tennessee Vols college football team, baseball team. Sorry, the college baseball
Hmm.
team. The Tennessee's coach. He is now the first ever coach who only coached college baseball. Will get his first experience in the major league.
As Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
That's shocking.
yeah, that was a shocker to me. Good luck to him because he's gonna have a whole thing trying to figure out what to do with that San Francisco team and all that. So yeah, that was a couple of
Yeah, that's for sure.
manager changes. We also know that Albert Pujols, one of the great first basemen of the Cardinals and Angels, is up for a managing position in Major League Baseball. We'll wait and see to let you know that. But now
Hmm.
let's get to the 2025 World Series. It is the reigning, defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers going up against the reigning, defending American League East and American League champion Toronto Blue Jays, who hasn't been to the World Series since 1993 when Joe Carter was on that team, Fred McGriff, Roberto
Jeez.
Alomar. That is the guys that will
Pretty cool.
face. Yeah. So, Tony, I'm going to let you start it. And game one is Friday on Fox at 8 o'clock. It is going to be Blake Snell versus whoever the Toronto Blue Jays put in. They haven't now announced it yet. But,
I thought I seen yesterday they'd had announced.
no, they said to be announced. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, who do you got? As you know, last year the Dodgers went on to win the World Series, 4-1 against. I totally forgot who it was. And all that. I know they beat. I
Yeah,
don't know who
right.
they beat. I don't know who they beat. So yeah. Okay. Uh,
Your New
okay.
York Yankees, that's who they beat.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, yeah, okay. Let's move on and say, I don't want to say yes. They kicked our ass last year, all right? um, and and by the way,
Yeah.
this is the Dodgers' second consecutive World Series appearance. If they win, they will be the first team to go back to back World Champions, just like my Yankees did in '98 and '99. Um, we also did it in 2000, but but the Dodgers have to win three in a row to do that, to tie. But if they win here, they'll be the first team since the Yankees did it in 98, 99. So, how many games and who do you think's going to win?
So I got to start off by mentioning the Dodgers in the postseason this year are 9-1. They've only lost one game so far. So I I hate to say it, but I got to go with the Dodgers repeating. Um, Toronto's been a good team, but they've shown they can be beaten. They lost once to the Yankees. They lost three to the Mariners. The Dodgers, they barely lost to the Phillies in the one game they've lost in the postseason so far. I'm gonna say Dodgers take it in 5.
Okay. I really don't want to say this because I really want Donnie Baseball to get his first ring of any kind. You know, never won as a player, never won as a coach, and I'm happy for Donnie. But I like the scrappiness of this Toronto Blue Jays team because they showed it against my Yankees. They showed it against definitely Seattle when Seattle had them down 0-2, and they fought back and then they lost and then they won, game seven. But damn, the Dodgers are 9-1 in the postseason. They do have flaws. Their bullpen is just a garbage. That bullpen's good, but you can't go up against a juggernaut. In my opinion, I feel like this is gonna go 6. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go one. I'm gonna go one up on you. I feel like it's gonna go 6
Okay.
because I feel like the we gotta see what Vlad Jr. is gonna do. Bo Bichette is coming back. You know, George Springer, and I don't like him the way he cheated to win his first world title in 2017. But George Springer is clutch in the postseason. I mean, he has 23 home runs. He passed Bernie Williams for all-time home runs
Hmm.
in the postseason. I wanted to go
Yeah.
6. A lot of people are saying it's only going to go 4. But yeah, the Dodgers are going to repeat and basically win back-to-back since the Yankees. It's been well overdue that yeah, we had that title back to back for 20 something years. I mean, it has to break sometime. And what better way to break it is with a team that is originally from Brooklyn. And it'll be nice for the Dodgers, but man, they have so much. This year's team is good, the Dodgers. They have it, but what's going to happen next year when they start breaking out that money? Because then they're going to break out more money if they could get Kyle Tucker and all that. They're going to add more pieces next year. I mean, it's going to
Right.
be. You think the team's good now? They're going to have every position's going to be an all-star. I mean, it's the Dodger way.
I believe it.
You hopefully the Yankees can step in
Well,
and be like, nah,
it
bitch, we're
was
taking
the
Kyle
Yankee way too.
Tucker. Not anymore. Not anymore.
That's why I said used to be.
Used to be. When George died, that money train stopped. I mean, the Yankees are trying not to pay the
I like it.
luxury tax. Um, I'm not just saying that to be an ass. I just don't see this. I see my Yankees spending money, but I don't see them. They say the same shit every year. Well, we got to fix this. We got to fix that. No, you need to spend money to fix it and be in the world title. I mean, make up your goddamn mind. I get so frustrated, but I get so frustrated of hearing that. So, that's our prediction, ladies and gentlemen, for the World Series. Good luck to the Dodgers. Good luck to the Toronto Blue Jays. It's gonna be a great
Yes.
it's gonna be a great thing. But let's talk some NFL. I know we haven't done that in a while. Monday night, the Detroit Lions had a game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They dismantled the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win that game. They
They
are
did.
now 5-2. Tony,
Both teams are.
As a Lions fan, what is your thought about not just the game, the overall prediction of your Detroit Lions? What do you feel has to happen to get them to a Super Bowl this year?
They got to get healthy. We've got too many guys injured again right now in our defense. But if you watch Monday night's game, you couldn't really tell. We're using our secondary guys, and they're pulling their own weight. So if we can get healthy, or if these guys can keep clicking, then I feel like this team, and I'm not the only one saying this. Other people have said it. Not to pull a Becky Lynch here, but other people have said it. The Lions are destined to make the World Series, or sorry, make the Super Bowl this year. Tom Brady even said the Lions are the team to beat this year. They're going to win the Super Bowl. And Brady is, yes, a Michigan Wolverine alumni, but when you got people like him, Barry Sanders, and other professional former football players saying the Lions are the team to beat this year, that tells me they're doing something right. And when they were able to beat the Buccaneers as handily as they did really on Monday, the Buccaneers are supposed to be that second team right there with the Lions when it comes down to it at the end of the season in the NFC. So I think we're in good shape right now. We got a bye week this week too, so that doesn't hurt us.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the other thing. Your Lions are 5-2. The
Yep.
Packers are 4-1-1. Because of that tie with the Cowboys. Um, the surprising Chicago Bears are 4-2, which
Yeah.
is uh, which is amazing with that part. And then you have the
Right.
Minnesota Vikings are 3-3. Out of all them teams that are in your division, and the way the Lions are playing, are you worried about the Packers, about your division? To me, and this is just my perspective, that division is wide open to win the division title. I feel like that division's gonna have multiple multiple teams from that division in the wild card. Um, who do you think? And I know you're a lot,
Possible.
but honest opinion, is there a threat in that division that you worry about? That worry about having overtaking the Lions with their division, because they have run it back a couple of years and won that division. Are you afraid of
Mhm.
anybody in that division right now to take over your spot?
I'd like to say no, but I'd be lying if I did. Um, the Green Bay Packers have already beaten the Lions once this year. So, and it was early on in the season, yes, but that team, I think, is the one that scares me the most and might be the one that possibly could take over the Lions. But if the Lions keep doing what they've been doing for the most part, we haven't lost back-to-back games in like 3 years. So that tells you the Lions are doing something right. Um, if the Lions can keep that up, there shouldn't be anybody stopping them from winning the division.
And I agree with you. That division,
But
I
we got to be able to
feel
beat those three teams.
I know you're gonna be shocked. Caleb Williams looks like a different quarterback since they had that hiccup.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
your former coach is making him into an elite quarterback. I feel like he's in the right direction. But it's the Chicago Bears and Dick Buckus is not the head coach. So I
Right.
feel like the Lions, if they could beat the Chicago Bears, because I don't know if they have faced them yet. I don't think they have faced them yet. I know they
No,
are going
they
to
haven't
face them.
yet.
We will have to wait and
Yep.
see. We will have to wait and see what's going on with that because yeah, we have to wait and see to see how Caleb Williams plays up against that Lions defense. Because when you have Hutchinson that wants to eat people, because the way he plays, but we gotta
Yes,
wait till
I like
we
that
we gotta
analogy.
wait till we yeah, definitely. We gotta wait till we see that. But yeah, there were some interesting games this weekend in the NFL. Um let's talk about the biggest
And
collapse
we
in
got
the
the
fourth
Vikings next.
quarter. The biggest collapse in the fourth quarter by a football team that had to lead to 3 quarters. Let's talk about the New York.
I lied.
What happened?
The Lions have beaten the Bears once already.
When did
52
they?
to 21.
That's right. Okay, so Caleb Williams needs to win a game against the Bears. You know. Okay,
Against the Lions,
but
you mean?
I mean, yeah, the Lions. Yeah, he has to win. Well, I forgot what team was on because he got his ass kicked.
We play them the last week of the season again. So
Oh, nice. Okay, so now let's go back to the biggest collapse in NFL history. The New York Giants had
yeah.
3 quarters of domination and lost
Yep.
33 to 32 to the Denver
Yeah.
Broncos. What the hell
What was it? I
happened?
think four different lead changes in that fourth quarter, if I remember right.
Yeah. What happened? And not
And like you
even.
said, they had a dominant lead going in. They even had a dominant lead going into the fourth quarter. So yeah, that's
Most.
crazy.
Yeah. And then we
That was
got.
all.
Go ahead.
That was all within the last like 2 minutes, I think, of the game. That there was those four different lead changes as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a. It was. I watched that game. I'm like, oh, they're gonna win, and then I see, oh yeah, they lost. Like, what the fuck happened? You know, it's the Giants. They mess
Right.
up. They mess up anyway just to lose. Um, the other game that I saw, I didn't see it, but I heard of it. You know, Aaron Glenn should have never took that job with the New York Jets. 0-7.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the New York Jets because right now the New York Jets need a quarterback. I mean, they need a prayer. They need somebody to come out of the stands in MetLife Stadium and throw a football. We'll see if they can throw it 20 yards. You know, not even just
Right.
hell.
Week 2 is good.
Find somebody in that hell. Hire Aaron Judge. He's not doing anything. And have Aaron Judge as your quarterback. You know, to help him.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's built; he could do it. But
Yeah. I mean, he can knock somebody down. Hell, use some of the
yeah,
Yankees. Choose some of the Yankees to be your offensive line. Put fucking John Carlos Stanton as your blocker. I mean, we got some monsters in our team, you know.
yeah, that's
But
true.
but speaking of the Jets. And in 1 week, 1 week, the trade deadline will be approaching for the NFL. My suggestion to people, because I have people ask me, "What do you think about the team?" Really, I don't care, but I'm saying there's a guy sitting in Cleveland that doesn't have a chance to be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. What
Yeah,
would you think of Sador Sanders being traded to the New York Jets?
might be a good idea. Get him something to do.
Because I'm thinking about going back to New York and trying out for quarterback position. Because I can throw a ball. I mean, hell, even John can do it if he wanted to. I mean, that team just sucks.
Right?
Or we can,
Yeah.
or even we could even go and go to Miami and get Tua, because the Dolphins are the laughing stock of the league by losing to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who does that?
I know. But yeah, we got that was some things in the NFL, but college. Now let's talk about the game Michigan State had. Yeah, it wasn't really that good. um,
No.
yeah,
Michigan State's lost four in a row.
they got their ass handed to them, and you being a Michigan fan, what did you think about that
Damn
game?
right.
What did you think about that game?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was really good. And I'm looking forward to this weekend. I can tell you that much.
Let our viewers
We
know
might
who
be
they're
going into
playing.
Sparty City. We might be going into Sparty City and playing the Spartans this weekend, but we're gonna kick some Sparty ass.
Oh, they are playing state.
Yep,
Okay.
Michigan State this Saturday at 7 o'clock, prime time, baby.
So rivalry Sunday. Saturday. Sorry.
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Yes.
So that'll be a good game. Maybe Pat McAfee will be the host of it, you know, and all that.
Possibly. Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's gonna be a game. But also we had the return of the NBA last night. Um, Good game between the defending champions, OKC, and the Houston Rockets that went to double overtime, which was a beautiful game. I watched it, really great. And then talk about the Lakers losing to the Golden State Warriors. Um, what do you see out of the what do you see out of the NBA this so far?
Nothing because I don't watch the NBA. Don't keep track of it.
Okay, good. So that's our little list of NBA history. Um, but if you had to pick one, but you had to pick one team, and we're just gonna go towards the end. If you had one team making it to the NBA Finals, two teams, who would that be from each league?
I couldn't even tell you who's in what league. So,
Do you feel like
uh,
the Do you feel like the Oklahoma City Thunder are gonna repeat, or do you think it's gonna be a different world champion this year?
you never know in basketball. Um, I'll throw something out there. Let's just go with the Bulls, and I have no clue because I don't watch it, like I said. But I'll go with the Bulls and the Warriors in the NBA Finals this year.
Well, I'm gonna pick. I feel like they're ready. They're prime. I'm gonna go with the New York Knicks making it to the NBA Finals this year. And on the other side, I gotta go with OKC. I feel like they are a team to beat. I would love to see the Thunder and the Knicks in the NBA Finals. Um, I just feel like that would be a good matchup. But, don't get me wrong. Last year's matchup with Indiana and the Thunder were good, but the Knicks, you know, the Knicks haven't won a world championship since the '70s.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, and then last but not least, before we let you go, I wish our NHL expert was here. Um,
That's
the
okay. You
Red
got
Wings.
one of them right here.
Okay, good. The Red Wings look really good so far.
You're damn right they do.
You
They lost
know,
game one and they've won 5 straight since.
out of every team, and here's the one I'm going to ask you: do you think the Florida Panthers will be a three-peat champion this year?
I I don't think they will. Um, it's so tough to be a three-peat champion in the NHL. I don't know that. I can't think back if anybody's ever actually three-peated in the NHL. I'd have to look that up, but it's hard to even win 2 in a row. I mean, there's been teams that have done it, the Red Wings included, a few times, but I don't think Florida's going to be able to three-peat though.
So, out of every team, who you think will hold Lord Stanley this year?
Well, I'm biased, so no. I want to see my Red Wings win it again. It's been a while, but it's early on in the season still. The Red Wings aren't the only hot team because the Devils and the Hurricanes both have a 5-1 record as well.
Well, the
Penguins and
Devils
Capitals are
actually,
5-2 on the season, 10th place.
shit, the Devils are actually winning games?
Yeah, and
Holy
then you look
shit.
over in the Western Conference, and you see there's 2 teams that have 12 points with no losses, regulation losses, I should say. Uh, both the Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights are 5-0-2 on the season with 12 points, 2 overtime losses. So those 2 teams are looking pretty good right now. The Jets are 5-1 as well on the season. So it's going to be interesting if everybody can stay in pace.
A lot of people that I know are hoping that the Rangers, and I don't know the Rangers' record because I don't watch hockey. A lot of people are hoping the Rangers will actually make it to the Stanley Cup because they haven't won it since 1994. I mean, that was the last.
Well, the Rangers
That,
are 3-4-1, so
yeah, okay, so they're not going to win this year. Uh, you know, thank
it's
God.
early.
But we have a lot of things coming up here, and again, you gotta love this time of year. College football, the World Series, the NBA, NHL. It's a good time for sports. We had a lot of changes, and I know this is not our wrestling podcast, but we had a lot of changes in WWE. A lot of things that went on.
Yeah.
I know we haven't had our show yet, but let's talk about the major thing that's going on right now in WWE. Seth Rollins has been stripped of the World Heavyweight Championship, and we know as of Monday, the main event for Saturday night's main event will be CM Punk versus main event Jey Uso for the world title.
Yeet.
Um, what is your opinion about how that battle royal went down?
Honestly, I agree with the majority of people I see online. It was complete bullshit. Jay was the wrong pick to win that battle royal. Um, LA Knight more than deserves to get a world title shot. LA Knight should have been the one to win the world title, win the battle royal to go on to face CM Punk for the world title. They've been building up to it. Punk even told LA Knight, "I hope it's you" before the match started. LA Knight was the last person to pin the now former world heavyweight champion Seth freaking Rollins. LA Knight is the one that should have won that battle royal. So with that said, I see CM Punk either way walking out of Saturday night's main event with the world title.
I agree with you. I thought it was a little. Well, there's two reasons. WWE played it off. I mean, the unfortunate thing with Seth Rollins being injured at Crown Jewels and doing that Shane McMahon dive that broke his arm. Be out for a couple of months,
Yeah,
which
his
sucks.
shoulder.
Um, what a
They have
way
to
to
miss
lose the
Mania.
title. Yeah, what a way to lose his title the way he did. Without even being pinned. Was a shitty way, but I agree with you in two ways. Um,
So can I
go
butt
ahead.
in for just a second here? Um, the, a point I want to make is Seth freaking Rollins is cursed in a way because when you look at it, the first time he won the Money in the Bank and cashed in to win the WWE, what was it called at the time? The WWE World Heavyweight Championship, I think, or whatever they were referring to it as. He got injured in a house show match against Kane and had to relinquish the title. Now history's repeating itself because he was Mr. Money in the Bank, cashed in to win the World Heavyweight title, and here he is injured, having to relinquish the World Heavyweight Championship. So that Money in the Bank has led to a curse, if you will, when it comes to Seth freaking Rollins.
So we have to say never have him win the Money in the Bank again.
Yes, because
Okay.
his title reigns always end with him having to forfeit the title.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's not win every other match, but don't have him win that because yeah, it's a curse to him. I mean, congratulations, you're not
Yeah,
gonna be Ed, you know. But
right.
yeah, I did feel a little bad because the way the WWE was playing it off, that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed was going to be in that battle royal. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like LA Knight should have been the winner. I feel like I don't know why you're holding somebody back. Even if he didn't win the title, he still had a crack at it. I feel like they're doing a
Right.
wrong to LA Knight and all that. So that part really made me pissed off. But then we go to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre on Saturday Night Main Event will face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. They were supposed to have a match between Jacob Fatu and Drew, but as you know by right now, if you are watching this, Jacob Fatu will be out. We don't know how long he has to do a dental procedure and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he got written off TV. But here's the interesting thing I want to ask you. What Cody Rhodes are we getting? Because the Cody Rhodes that I saw wasn't the QB1. He was a tweener. He acted more heel
Yeah.
than face. Friday night on SmackDown. As a expert of that you are, do you think they're finally going to turn the American Nightmare into a nightmare?
I really don't. Um, I feel like they're just going to play it off as he was just that pissed off with everything that happened with Jacob Fatu getting taken out, feeling thinking that Drew's the one that took him out. However, I think there's going to be a turn in this match come Saturday night's main event because I think we're finally going to find out who actually took Jacob Fatu out. It wasn't Drew McIntyre. I guarantee it. I feel the Viper, Randy Orton, is the one that took Jacob Fatu out, and Randy's going to be the one to cost Cody Rhodes the WWE Undisputed Championship at Saturday night's main event.
I think we
Either
both
that,
have
or
the
he's going to RKO him after the match.
I think we both have the same prediction what we thought about at at WrestlePalooza. We thought Randy was going to interfere
Yeah.
at WrestlePalooza, and it never happened. Or
Well, I
Crown
feel like
Jewels.
Randy's the right choice to turn heel in the whole situation.
Most definitely, I agree with you. I feel like it's going to be there. I feel like it's going to be there, and we have some interesting stuff on the SmackDown side, and finally in the editing, we get the first time being together as husband and wife on screen, which they're life and real married.
Yes.
Aleister Black and Selena Vega are now together. I am loving that, and I cannot wait to see how WWE is gonna fuck it up.
I hope they don't, but hey, it could lead to Lola Vice getting the call up to SmackDown too. Have husband and wife versus boyfriend girlfriend, Priest and Lola.
And yes, and Lola could wear her Yankee jersey and show up that beautiful butt in that Yankee uniform, like girl, yeah, baby, yeah. Um, Now let's go to NXT. We had some title changes over there. We have a new world heavyweight champion and absolute Ricky Saints, not Ricky Starks. I keep forgetting he can't use that name. Um, and him and Trick Willie. Don't know how he loses the TNA World Title to Mike Santana, which I'm very happy. Congratulations to Mike Santana as the new TNA World Champion
Agreed.
and all that. And then we got a battle royal to decide who was going to face JC Jane for the women's title, and it come out to my girl, my crazy little bitch, and Tatum Paxley, which I think it's the right choice, and then Sol Ruka had to relinquish both titles due to injury. Um, but if you look at it, I feel like we're getting a heel turn. I feel like it's gonna be more so doing the heel turn at Havoc. I don't know
You
if
know, I
it's
was kind of feeling that way last night too.
yeah, I don't know if it's that's the way it is, but I feel like that's gonna happen, and I cannot say his
Blake
name.
Monroe's walking out of Halloween Havoc with the North American title.
Oh my God, yes she is, and I love the way that she's starting to wear clothes. No, just as herself, but when she was at that evil part, her clothes felt Tony Storm-ish.
Yeah.
You know, and all that. But I agree with you with that part. I feel like you have this perfect thing that goes on with these girls and all that. But I also feel like the match with JC Jane and Tatum Paxley that um what's her name? Izzy Dane's gonna turn on her.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, it's all right. Her
I think
boyfriend
JC's gonna
already.
walk out still champ.
I mean, it's all right. Her boyfriend turned on Seth Rollins, so it will fit the perfect 2 weeks of screwing people over. Yeah, you
Right.
know. But yeah, we
Um, off of that,
go ahead.
I got one question for you though. How how great did Braun Breaker look with that World Heavyweight Championship over his shoulder? How right did that look?
Okay, so let me do the Steiner math to let you know what I
Please
felt
do.
about that. I give it an 85% chance of him winning that title, minus 15% of WWE screwing it because they don't think he's ready yet. Then you have 34.6% that Braun Breaker's not going to like it. And then you have Paul Heyman just standing there. You give that an 8 and 2/3 point percentage. But yes, I did enjoy it. So did Scott. Um, so I feel like Braun Breaker's ready now to be World Heavyweight Champion.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel like he's ready, but what are you gonna do? It's WWE. They're gonna try to milk this thing for another year, but yeah, I did
Probably.
like Braun Breaker as him holding the title. Oh, and speaking of a title change, congratulations to the phenomenal AJ Styles and Dragon Lee becoming the tag team champions. And they're asking people on social media to name their team. I already got one. The Phenomenal Dragons.
I like it. Phenomenal Dragon.
Or we could just use Dragon Lee's, call it AJ Lee.
And like AJ said, that name's already taken.
Yeah, but I like that idea. But I was gonna ask you, and this is right here on Tiger Sports Talk. Are we because we haven't did a prediction show due to some due to family reasons and all that? Do we do one for Halloween Havoc?
We could
You know,
possibly.
the match that I'm waiting for is the Broken Hardys return.
Oh
Broken
yes.
Matt Hardy, Brother
I know you
Nero.
come.
I don't know what the broken rule match is. I hope it's at the compound.
From what it sounded like that Matt tweeted today, it'll be actually in. So I wouldn't be surprised if they bring the Hardy family there, though.
Oh, that would be
Or maybe
nice.
they'll show parts of it in the compound. I don't know.
Who doesn't want to see Senior Benjamin?
Right?
You know. And then you had the
Seeing him and Remy and all four of Matt's kids.
and then you have I cannot say that name. El Morte, the El Morte match between Ethan
They have that
Page.
match.
Yeah. Yeah, Ethan Page versus Dr. Wagner. That will be a good one.
Yeah.
Um, and then the one I'm waiting for, I don't know why I'm waiting for it, but I'm waiting for that tag team match. That's gonna be a good one. And am I missing one? Am I missing a match?
Um, North American title, women's North American title, the NXT title, the tag match being Mr. Iguana and
Oh
La
yeah,
Parka
Mr.
versus
Iguana,
Javon Evans.
Mr. Iguana, and um, Parker number 12.
La Parka. Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know about La Parka was a he was a chairman of WCW back in the late 96 to, I don't know when he left WCW. Um, that is not the
2001.
original. Did he really in 2001? He was out that long, huh?
That's when WC. I think he was still in WCW when it ended in 2001.
I'm gonna tell this to you. That if people think that is the original Lapaka, you need to check his Wikipedia. That is just a persona. That is not the original Lapaka, because the original Parker is in his 60s. I mean, he's not Ric Flair. He's not gonna wrestle and look that skinny after all these years.
Right?
But we got some good stuff coming up. We got more talk. We're gonna be done with baseball by the end of this next week, and baseball season
Yep.
prediction, and we'll be done with that. We'll do some more shows about what we think. Maybe we'll do a hot stove edition of this show for Major League Baseball about see who signs where. We're still trying to figure out, we love doing this show, but we're trying to figure out what to do because we don't want to come here every week and do, oh yeah, this is playing who, because we want to do the exciting games. We want to do this, so we're doing that. But you can catch me, Tony, um, the Invisible John, um, um, Um,
Yes.
you could catch John at Tiger Talk Wrestling, and I'm going to leave it up to my friend Tony to let you know what's coming up on Tiger Talk Wrestling for the rest of this year.
Wow. That's a long way. No, we still got a month and a little over a month, little less than 2 months to go. Um, Wrestling wise, all we got is Survivor Series coming up WWE for prediction shows. So we might see what we could do NXT wise, like you said, maybe a Halloween Havoc one. Don't know. That's only 2 days away, 3 days away. I mean, um, I close tomorrow night. I work till 6 on Friday, and then I close or 6:30. Sorry, and then I close again on Saturday. So we'll see what we if we can pull off something between now and then.
Yeah.
Um, then you got Saturday night's main event the week after, but we don't really do predictions for that. I mean, we could, but because it is technically a premium live event now, with it being on just on Peacock. But we'll see what happens with that. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be on before Survivor Series sometimes. We might maybe try to do a retro show for Survivor Series. We'll see what happens with that if we can get things figured out here,
Yep.
so
And
that we're
we
not
are,
doing X's.
and me and Tony has talk. We will be doing a tribute show to one of the greatest of all time, Never Again, number 17, the 17th time world champion, John Cena. We will look back at his career. We will look back at his career, start with his first match against Kurt Angle on Friday on SmackDown, saying ruthless
I was gonna
aggression,
say it was such a nice
and we're gonna go through his career as a wrestler and his greatest matches against his famous rivalries, and we got some great ones. You know, we
Oh
got
yeah,
some we got some against D Generation X. We got some against Randy
Survivor
Orton,
Series.
CM Punk, AJ Styles, which I gotta say, and I gotta give it up to them. They pulled off an amazing match at Crown Jewels.
Yeah, they did.
Let's talk about that
Great
before we go.
match.
all the moves that they did to honor all their opponents was fucking amazing.
It was. It was
I mean, John Cena doing the
true letters.
RKO looked like the Diamond Cutter, not the RKO.
Most, yeah.
Yeah,
But then to see Cena square up for the two, who would have thought he would have gone for that? I never seen that one coming. And a choke slam and a tombstone at that too from Cena.
yeah.
Crazy.
I
But
mean,
one of my favorite parts of that match. One of my favorite parts of that match was when AJ had Cena in the Coquina clutch. Cena countered it into the STF, I believe, at that point, only to get countered back into another submission. And they just traded submissions there for a brief moment. And I thought that was great showing of that. I mean, AJ hit the Angel's Wings from Christopher Daniels. He hit Frankie Kazarian's old finisher as well. Like you said, it was just a great match, great show of respect to their former biggest rivals, really, over the years.
most definitely. And speaking of Crown Jewels, what did you think about it? Because we really didn't talk about it. So, what was the best part of Crown Jewels? Because I felt like the Cena match was one of the best of that show. The rest, Rena and Io was
Yeah,
okay, but any match coming out of that you
tag
liked?
match. Yeah, Cena and AJ. I feel like I said it after I seen the match of the year candidate easily, hands down. Um, it was the best match on that card. The undisputed WWE Championship match was all right, um, but none of the other matches really compared to Cena and Styles, to be honest. So the match, I mean, between Cody and Seth, rather, was really
Most,
good, but they've had better matches, I felt like, even though they brought in different things in this one. But when you've had a Hell in a Cell match, how can you compare a Hell in a Cell match to just a regular match? You know?
yeah. My major flaw with one match was
Yes,
like
that did finally get it.
one of my matches that I didn't like, and I know you might agree with me, was that woman's one between Tippy Time and Stephanie Valkyrie. They made they made Tippy look small in that match.
They kind of did. Um, I will say, I feel like the time that they gave to that match was probably for the better with those two in there. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm still not that impressed with Tiffany Stratton. Don't see exactly what Triple H or whoever all in WWE sees in her. I don't think she is that great of a wrestler. Um, Sorry to say it, many people might disagree with it, but she's a blonde that has good looks. It's just like Vince McMahon all over again, in my opinion. No offense, because there's a certain blonde with good looks that was a great WWE wrestler, Trish Stratus, but who was originally brought to be a wrestler after being a valet. But still, Tiffany, to me, her matches just haven't been that great this year. Yes,
Hmm.
that was the first time she's lost, but in my opinion, there her reign has been forgettable, and her matches have all been forgettable. I mean, yes, I can remember she had the match with Charlotte at WrestleMania, but that match, some people praised it. I thought it was shit. I don't know about you, but
Oh,
I haven't been impressed with any matches.
yeah. You know me for almost 2 years now. You know me for two, almost going on three, which is like wow, that came quick. um, um,
I
which
know,
is
right?
which has been fun and all that, but that match was garbage. Too many too
Yeah,
many rough spot in that match, and if you look on Real, Charlotte got babied in that. Yeah. Charlotte got babied in that match, and this is what you get. So, I just feel like Tiffany needs a change of scenery. And whenever this draft happens, ship to the Monday Night Raw.
What draft?
And yeah, I hope it does happen.
I ain't sure there is gonna be one.
I just feel like, and the other thing I've been knowing is about SmackDown. And I don't know because she had that broken nose. You don't see much of Jay Cargill.
No, she hasn't been on the screen since that triple threat match when she broke her nose.
Yeah. But it's going to be an interesting time of wrestling, and we don't even know what the War Games matches are,
True.
because
We
everything
thought we
changed.
did.
We thought we did, but with everything going down with injuries, um, we don't know. Maybe we know about if one's going to be on Raw, will be the women's, because maybe we'll have a team of Io, Lyra Valkyria, Rhea Ripley, and Bailey. I'm just trying to make sure if that will be a thing, and
Just putting those
maybe
four there.
you add a returning Liv Morgan to that team.
As a face? Hmm. Must be
Yeah,
going up against Roxanne and Raquel for one.
yeah, and then Kyrie and
Oscar and Kyrie.
yep, and I'm gonna say this. I wish I don't want to say this. It looks like we might be getting an NXT call up to be on that Judgment Day / Kabuki Warriors.
Well, how about this? Instead, you have the Kabuki Warriors and Judgment Day with Liv returning to be their fifth member, and then you put
Yeah,
Stephanie on the other side. Although, well, how do you do that when Stephanie? Well, you got to put Nikki in there. So who do you take out from the face side? Because
Nikki,
Stephanie and Nikki are working together now
Nikki,
against Raquel and Rhea.
Nikki, Nikki. I'm gonna say this. I am a big Bella fan. I love Nikki. She don't have it anymore. She can't compete with these girls.
I get that.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's beautiful, sexy. Her wrestling skills are not what it is anymore. She says she wants to win a title before she leaves. You did it twice. You have won every championship that there is. You just can't
No.
do it.
So I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's she's never been the Intercontinental U.S. champion, but there's one title that she should hold, and that's with Brie as the women's tag team champions.
But
They put
Bree's not.
more legitimacy on the tag titles.
Let me say this. But Bree's not going to go to WWE if her husband is in AEW.
I don't know. I feel like they got to bring her in at some point with Nikki on there.
Yeah, I know. It's just we got some great Survivor Series, War Games, and Petco Park in San Diego for the first time that Survivor Series is outdoors.
So off of that, actually, the women's war games that could be interesting because we didn't mention the Intercontinental Women's Champion Becky Lynch for one. What do you think she's going to be doing at Survivor Series? Because I heard today a certain individual that submitted Becky Lynch at WrestlePalooza isn't actually injured. She's just on a book tour and is supposed to be back very soon. So, do we see Becky Lynch defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship, do you think, at Survivor Series? Or does Becky Lynch end up in the War Games match opposite AJ Lee?
Ah, okay. I'm gonna straight shoot this bitch. It hasn't been enough build up for a 101 yet. And I'm saying that. It's been in tag
Still
team.
got a month until Survivor Series.
I know. But I feel like
Just
if you really want to put some more juice into that feud, you wait. You wait, you keep the belt on Becky, and then wherever WWE is doing something in December, I think, and this is me, I think that belt have AJ winning at Madison Square Garden.
I like that idea. In the
And
end of
I'm not
November.
just, and I'm not just saying this because, and this is me. I'm not just saying because it's my hometown, and I love it every minute of it. It's not my. It's just my hometown. The Garden is special. The Garden is special for
Right.
championship wins.
Before Survivor Series.
You know, look at how many guys won the world, the WWE Championship, or any title at Madison Square Garden. Triple H beat The Rock at
Yeah.
SummerSlam '98. Brett beat Yoko
The Intercontinental title.
at WrestleMania
Yep.
10.
10.
I'm telling you, the Garden has this magic. And what way to take a title off of? Because we know Becky is going to turn face again when Seth comes back from his injury to deal with Paul Heyman and his monsters. It showed it on. It showed it on Monday that Becky is on a different level right now with the Vision, and
Right.
I feel like you leave the belt for October. You leave the belt into the Garden, and then you take it off of her. Let that title be
Okay.
established a little more with somebody that can hold that title up to. And I hope they don't drop the fucking title to Maxine Dupree.
I don't think they will, but she did look really good in that match this past Monday.
She did,
You can tell
Maybe
she's
they
been
could
working in the
drop.
dungeon.
Maybe they could drop the title up to her boyfriend that got eliminated twice from LFG. Uh,
Yeah, maybe.
you know. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here because we love you all and we want to thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. We got more shit coming up. Um, and if you are taking your kids out, be safe. Have a great Halloween. And if we don't see you before that, we don't see you after that. Have a great holiday season. Enjoy your Thanksgiving turkey. Because a lot of great
Got
stuff are coming. Yeah, a lot of great stuff are coming up for Tiger Talk, for the Tiger Talk brand. I'm Eddie from the Bronx. That's Tony from Tiger Talk Wrestling. Marley, our proud sponsor of Funky Punk. Thank you so much. And you guys keep it real and have a wonderful time. Forget about it. Have a great one.